Welcome to the Deep Dive. We dig into sources to pull out the key insights, hopefully making you well-informed and maybe even a little surprised. Today, we're jumping into Andy Corr's book, Change Your Day, Not Your Life. Our goal here is to figure out how these, well, seemingly small daily tweaks are really the secret sauce for lasting motivation and, real change in your life.
It's such an important way to look at it, isn't it? So many people, maybe you listening, are working incredibly hard, but the daily grind it undermines everything. It leaves you feeling tired, stressed, maybe a bit disenchanted.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
And Corr's main point is that real, lasting change. It's not some huge one-off event. It's actually a series of small, deliberate adjustments you make every single day. He even has a term for the opposite, motivational amnesia. You know that feeling, where your motivation just disappeared.
Yeah, I've definitely felt that. You get all fired up and then poof.
Exactly. And Corr says that's because we're looking for this massive shift instead of appreciating the power of these tiny, consistent steps. Like his client Janet, he told her, change your day, not your whole life.
Okay, so if it starts small, what's the psychology behind that? What's the foundation?
Well, Corr uses this model he calls the do-no-be cycle, and it kind of flips conventional wisdom on its head. Usually we think we need to be motivated or know everything first, then we'll act.
Right, like I need to feel like exercising before I go.
Exactly. But Corr flips it. He says you start with do, you take the small action. That action, repeated, leads to understanding, to competence. That's the D-N-O-W. And over time, all those Ds and N-O-Ws, they actually shape who you be, your identity, your state of being. It follows the action.
Huh. DO leads to no leads to BE. I like that. And you mentioned that initial DOs start something bigger, behavioral momentum.
Spot on. Behavioral momentum. Think of it like pushing a snowball. That first push is small, but it gets things rolling. Your first few actions of the day create this psychological tailwind. He gives an example. Barry, a top salesman, gets his key stuff done exercise, calls by 9 a.m.
Wow, by 9 a.m.
Yeah. And that early success at a DO, it creates this productive inertia that carries him through the whole day. So motivation, Corr argues, isn't really a feeling you wait for. It's momentum you build. It's momentum in disguise. And it compounds. It's not just 1 + 1 + 1 = 3. It's more like 1 + 1 + 1 = 10, because each win makes the next one easier, more impactful.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, that compounding effect.
Yeah.
So applying this, the book talks about different types of people, strugglers, strivers, and thrivers. A lot of us, maybe listening right now, are probably strivers. We work hard, we hit our goals, but man, the stress, the burnout risk, it's high.
Absolutely. And the book's framework is designed to help you, the striver, transition into being a thriver. Thrivers are the ones who exceed expectations, but crucially, with lower stress. They've got a better mental game, more energy, clearer purpose, just a better designed day.
So how do you make that shift? What are the tools?
Right. The toolkit. It starts with some self-diagnosis using what Corr calls the core 4. Meaning confidence, energy, and patterns. These help you pinpoint what's actually holding you back from taking action. Is it low energy, lack of confidence, maybe just unhelpful automatic patterns?
Patterns, like habits we don't even realize are hurting us.
Exactly, those unconscious routines. And once you have some idea, the key tool is the pick one approach. It's super simple. Forget massive goals like get totally fit. Instead, pick one tiny manageable thing you can do today, like put my walking shoes by the door, or drink a glass of water before lunch. Something almost too easy.
So it's about getting that first DO, that first little win to build momentum.
Precisely. Build momentum, build confidence. And then there are checklists. Corr mentions this old story about the B-17 Flying Fortress bomber. It crashed on a test flight not because it was flawed, but because it was too complex for the pilot's memory. They needed a checklist.
You're right. Checklists aren't just for pilots. They manage complexity.
Yeah. And Corr connects this to what he calls big box time management. It's not about complicated scheduling. It's about using simple structures like checklists or predefined routines for recurring tasks to free up your brain power, because the research is clear. Making tons of small decisions all day drains your willpower. So automate the good stuff. Create triggers, mini patterns.
Like when I finish lunch, I immediately go for a 10-minute walk.
Perfect example. Automate it. Preserve that mental energy. The core 4 factors, meaning confidence, energy, patterns, they become like harpoons and barrels, helping you fight off self-doubt and stick to your plan.
Okay, so you've got the daily actions, the systems. What about the bigger picture, the mindset?
That's crucial too. Corr really emphasizes the mind-body connection. Prioritizing physical well-being isn't optional. He points to studies showing how things like low blood sugar affect decision-making, like judges granting parole less often before lunch, and sleep. A Stanford study found just 90 extra minutes of sleep boosted basketball players' shooting accuracy by like 9%.
Wow, 9% is huge in sports.
Yeah.
So eat well, sleep well, fundamental DOs.
Absolutely. And then there's this idea of moving beyond work-life balance to work-life integration. It's not about a perfect 50-50 split, which is often impossible. It's about eliminating junk hours, that unproductive time spent spinning your wheels. He mentions Ben, a trucking exec, who actually increased sales while cutting his work week by 25 hours by focusing on high-value activities and better day design. You got to be the CEO of you.
CEO of you. I like that. Manage your own time and energy effectively. What about attitude? Things like hope, self-forgiveness.
Big factors. Hope, he argues, is a behavioral choice. Focus on the positive possibilities, the 1 in 7 success stories, not just the failures. And self-forgiveness is key for thrivers. They mess up, sure, but they forgive themselves faster and get back on track. Like Sarah at Gillette, he mentions, they don't dwell. And finally, having a motive to serve and not shine. Focusing on helping others, contributing value, rather than just seeking personal glory, that often fuels more sustainable motivation.
It really brings it all together. The small actions, the systems, the mindset, it all supports becoming a thriver.
It does. It paints a picture where a great life isn't some distant, unattainable goal. It's really just the sum total of a series of well-designed, intentional, great days.
That's powerful. Like the examples you mentioned earlier, Lou, the salesman who turned his health and career around, or Jackie, Core's own mother, starting marathon running with just a 30-minute walk at 49.
Incredible stories, right? They started small.
They really did. So maybe a question for you listening is, what's one small intentional adjustment you could make today? Just one thing. Using that, pick one idea perhaps. What small step could start your snowball rolling towards, well, maybe your own transformation?